the effect of AI on the tech field is not too different than when something like WordPress came out and Drupal came out. I mean, back in the day, guys like me, we used to make tons of money developing full-on content management systems. We had to program everything from scratch. It was a ton of work. Then WordPress came out and these automatic site builders, and people were like, well, why am I going to pay somebody to create a site where I can put content and type stuff? And this thing called WordPress does it automatically for me. At that stage, I didn't understand what I understand now, which is what the programmer thinks or what the service provider thinks often has very little relation to what the client wants. And if there's one major stride forward I've taken in my 20 plus years freelancing, it's that the client is the boss. And the priorities for clients, regardless of whether you're dealing with small businesses or massive businesses, the priority for clients is get it to work and get it to work as cheaply as possible. You've got to strike a balance between as cheaply as possible and getting it to work. It's a lesson I had to learn, and it is a lesson which has served me extremely well because it keeps me in business. Make something work and make something work as cheaply as possible. So what did guys like me do? We learned WordPress. We learned how to program in WordPress. We learned how to program plugins. We learned how to stick a bunch of themes together. And the other lesson I learned is that you have to determine what market you're serving. There have been people that I have done websites for where I said to them, look, you don't need me. Just take this WordPress site and click a bunch of buttons and get a theme and it all works. It's very easy. You don't need a programmer. And they looked at me, they blinked a few times and they said, okay, so can you do it? Because they're just not the kind of people who want to get involved in that stuff. They're not going to build a WordPress site. They're not going to build an anything site. And then I have also done more sophisticated stuff where WordPress just doesn't cut it, or where we've connected WordPress to something more sophisticated in the back end. You just got to look at the market and you've got to find out who can you serve and what do they need, and always put the client's needs first, and don't get your own ideas of, oh, this is how it should be done. Nah, man, the way it should be done is the way that client wants you to do it. You got to figure out how to do it on budget. With AI, it's a matter of, here's a new tool. It's like WordPress was for us developers back in the old days. I'm using AI a lot to code, to help me code. I've tested it a few times. I'm not going to give it control again of all of my code because it can create a mess, but it has saved me so much time. It's opened the doors for me on certain jobs I wouldn't be able to take on. It is a disruptor. It does change the ecosystem, but it's just a new thing. It's just a new tool. You got to learn how to work with it. And eventually you'll be like, oh, okay, this is an amazing tool. I can use it. I can see what it can't do. I can see that I can use it better than someone else. There will be people who, no matter how many times you teach them how to put in a prompt or do this or do that, they're just not going to learn it. So you're always going to be available to deliver service to those kinds of people.